Hi, in this video, we'll learn how to install Android Studio, what to download, which packages to use, which environment to install. So it's sometimes confusing, especially for beginners, like what software to install and how many packages are there to install. So in this video, we'll cover all of that in detail. So remember, the first thing is Java. Java is a programming language for Android. Before installing Android, you need to download and install Java. I have my Java installed in my C drive, which is installed by default. Here is my Java folder, which is JDK. Remember, JDK stands for Java Development Kit. This is what lets me to use Java programming language. After you have installed JDK, you download from Google the Android Studio. Now this is the software, this is the official IDE for developing Android apps. So make sure you install JDK first and then install Android Studio. And when you're launching Android Studio for the first time, this is what you get. And here is where you install additional packages and tools and additional components for your Android Studio in order to get started. So if you're running your Android Studio for the first time, go to the Configure button and then click on Sdk Manager. This is the important step. Now remember, whenever you're installing additional packages, make sure you decide first for which operating version you'll be building apps. For example, I've chosen Android 6.0, which is Marshmallow, and this is the package number and the API number. And this is valid for my version of Android. So if you're planning to build apps for more recent versions of Android, you can pick Nougat, which is 7.0 or 7.101. You can choose whichever you like, but I like to stick with not the latest ones, but the later ones, which is Marshmallow. So make sure you just click it and install it first. The next thing you do is you switch to the Sdk Tools. This is where you install additional components for your Android app. Now remember, this is the important package. So install this first in order to debug your apps while developing them. And Android Emulator is what lets you to emulate or test your apps while not having device at the same time. And this is additional package that helps you to build apps quickly. Now do as I installed. Select the ones that you need the most. Now this is the USB driver. If you'll be testing apps with physical device, you need to install Google USB driver, and this is what really accelerates your testing time, even with physical devices and emulated devices. So make sure you install this package also, and you can, if you wish, install these additional plugins. And then you select all of these packages and install them. And sometimes you may want to install the documentation for Android SDK if you're not connected to the internet all of the time. You just download the documentation and you can just watch and utilize some code from Android site. So once you have done that, click on OK, and you can just run Android Studio. That's how you install Android Studio, JDK, and additional packages for getting started with Android Studio. Thanks for watching. I hope this helped to summarize all of the complexity about installing the software packages and so on. So thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and see you next time.